If you have a business or thinking of starting a business, you need to be applying for these grants. These are rolling grants that any business can apply for if your business is properly set up, from $5,000 all the way up to $75,000 in grants. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde. Welcome. Please subscribe to the #1 community for real estate, income, grants, and credit. Rolling grants are grants that actually disperse funds on a rolling basis or in several locations. So Main Street grants, which are the grants that we're actually sharing in this video, are actually rolling grants that actually disperse funds in various locations as well as year to year. So here are two Main Street grants that you can apply for. Number one, Minnesota, Wilmer, $75,000 in grants. So Wilmer, Minnesota has a new grant program called the Main Street Revitalization Grant Program. And these are $75,000 in grants that can actually be used for real estate. So the unique thing about the Main Street grant programs is that they're actually location specific, but also they can actually be substantial in the amounts that they give to the small businesses. So for this particular grant, this is actually for a specific sector within Wilmer, which is the Business 71 as well as First Street sector. And they're going to be giving out grants to small business owners in the First Street as well as the Business 71 sector to help them with 30% of eligible costs for projects that they're working on in the downtown Wilbur area. And the $75,000 grants are being administered by the Wilmer Economic Development Commission. So to qualify and to apply, your business must meet the following criteria. Number one, your business must be located in Wilmer. And number two, the grants need to be used for projects such as painting, renovation, landscaping, engineering, etc. They actually have a specific list of projects that you can actually use the money for. So the deadline to apply for this $75,000 in grants is April 7th. And you can get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to their website at candyyohi.com. Number two, the Backing Small Business Grant Program, $5,000 in grants. So Main Street America and American Express is back at it again with the second year of their grant program. This year, they've allocated about $2.3 million in grants for small businesses. So Main Street America and American Express created the Backing Small Business Grant Program in 2021. And the whole goal of the program was to actually create a place of financial support for small businesses. So to date, they've given out over $1.65 million in grants to 330 businesses. And the program has been successful. So these $5,000 grants can be used for operational costs, such as marketing, capital improvements, as well as updates for your business. Now, 350 grantees will be chosen, and they're looking for candidates that are looking to expand their businesses into historic areas, thereby lifting those areas. So the winners will be announced in June of 2023. Now, in the fall, they actually have big news, where they're actually going to be given an additional $25,000 grant to specific grantees that have been chosen of the 350 in order to help them fund revitalization as well as expand their business growth. So this is actually a great program. As I shared here many times on my channel, we've talked about the Main Street grant programs. They're very effective and they're very useful. This grant program, for example, is actually a recurring multi-year grant program. So they've allocated about $17 million to be able to give out in grants through 2024. So this is actually a good source to stay tapped into. Not only should you be applying for this grant for your small business, but you need to make sure that you actually note them. So we've actually included all the information in our resource area on my website, AskRinde.com, because this is one that you actually want to repeatedly apply for year to year. You actually want to be tapped into this grant source that is giving out rolling grants on an annual basis. So to qualify and to apply for this grant, your business must meet the following criteria. Number one, you must be 51% minority owned. Number two, you must be 18 years or older. Number three, you must be a for-profit business. Number four, you must have been in business since January of 2022. And number five, you must have no more than 20 employees. So the deadline to apply for this $5,000 in grants is April 7th. And you can get more information and apply for this $5,000 in grants for your business by going directly to their website at mainstreet.org. So these are just a few rolling grants that exist all around the country. You're either going to find them rolling in that they actually give out grants consistently on an annual basis, or they're actually active in different markets. The Main Street grants actually tend to be all around the country in different pockets, and they work locally with organizations such as Chambers of Commerce as well as LISCs and much more. So to get more information and tap into grant sources that are multi-year rolling grant sources, make sure you actually go to our website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and get started with our multi-year grants list. We've actually included our multi-year grants list in our resource area on my website at AskRinde.com. So if you're an annual member, you'll be able to see our multi-year grants list, where we actually share with you different grant sources from around the country that are actually rolling in multi-year grants. These are actually great sources because you can actually not only apply for grants each year, but it puts you in a different footing where it can actually establish you long term. No matter if your business is successful, if your business is failing, if your business is struggling, you need to be applying for grants, and you need to be doing it on a monthly basis. So with multi-year grants, it can actually be a game changer for your business if you get a multi-year grant, and you can actually apply for those by actually tapping into our multi-year grants list and starting the process today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.